Hey guys, and welcome to our review for Annihilation, written and directed by Alex Garland, starring Natalie Portman, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Gina Rodriguez, Tessa Thompson, and Oscar Isaac, as well as a couple others. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Tim McGavin.
Annihilation.
Get ready. Tyler Switolski.
I am also here.
And Adam Franey.
I'm very much excited.
Much excited.
Oh, I realized you guys are all wearing hats. Oh, fuck.
Literally every week.
Thanks, man. Oh,
Literally every week.
Tim, can you give us a little synopsis of Annihilation for the viewers?
Yeah. When her husband returns from a top secret mission.
Mission?
I wrote missing and it threw me off.
How many missions were there, Tim?
Missing mission.
A mission.
Lena, a biologist, volunteers to join an expedition into a quarantine area called the Shimmer, a place where time, genetics, and nature as a whole is in flux.
Jesus.
Whoa. Fuck.
Sounds good.
Dun, dun, dun.
Adam.
As the dumbest member of the show.
God.
What are your thoughts on general thoughts on Annihilation?
I don't know if I'm smart enough. I didn't understand.
To lead this
Did you go down the rabbit hole?
No.
Promise?
I swear.
You will be tonight, I imagine.
Tonight, when I get home, I will be diving deep into the Reddit rabbit hole on this movie.
Yeah.
So if you guys never see me again, you know that my brain hemorrhaged. I fucking loved it. No surprise, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Sorry, world.
Sitting at 86%, so a lot of people liked it as well.
Thank God. Thank God. I don't know where to begin. Alex Garland's awesome. Love Ex Machina. 5 Bang. This. We'll see. Maybe he gets a little double handful, bud.
What does that even mean?
Oh, you know what it means. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what I can say. Amazing performances, I thought. Natalie Portman was great. I thought actually all the girls in the squad were great. Women. Excuse me. Oscar Isaac was good. Wasn't great, but he was good.
He didn't do much.
He was there.
Like, he didn't have to do
He had
much.
some troubles.
He did what he needed
that
to
sort of
do.
hindered him.
No.
Spoiler? What? Yeah, just the moment. I thought it was a little bit slow at the beginning before they entered the Shimmer. Like everything before that, I was like, wow, this is like a very, very slow pace. It didn't bother me, but it was very, very creeping along. But then once they entered the Shimmer, which, by the way, one of the coolest effects I've ever seen, that like rainbow reflecting oil waterfall of the Shimmer in the movie. Oh my
Very cool.
God. Yeah, I loved it. I'm too scared to reveal anything else.
Ty, what are your thoughts then?
Should be
Timelines?
furthest from
There were some messy timelines.
No, there wasn't. But go ahead.
I
Only
will
in
say
your brain,
this.
sir.
Time is not linear for me. This was awesome.
Yes. I was so scared you'd hate it.
Like you, myself, I did not do any reading because these movies I love to read upon. I didn't.
Right
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
I want to read.
I loved it. Our performances were probably the second best part of this. The first, in my opinion, was the visuals. Like, I just found it to be beautiful.
That Shimmer, though.
Like the shimmer, everything that happens inside. Like you see, like this is no spoiler. There are creatures inside of there that comes up. They looked fantastic. Really cool design with the creatures that were in there. One of them freaks me the fuck out still.
One I'll never ever forget.
Yeah, like
Absolutely terrifying.
like actually terrified me.
Yeah, I didn't mention that this was terrifying.
Like
Multiple scenes.
Your girlfriend who loves horror movies. First thing she said, this movie terrified me.
yeah, like not me. I'm very much single. You, Adam.
Me.
Yeah.
He's single for life.
Yeah.
I was terrified, genuinely, to my soul, which is rare nowadays. I don't really get too scared by horror movies or any movies. The scene that you guys are referring to terrified me.
No. Oof.
But overall, you enjoyed it.
Overall, I really enjoyed it. Like, I thought it was just great.
Tim, what are your thoughts?
I loved it.
Yeah. Like I never knew. Piece of shit.
Yeah. Right now, man.
Oh!
Scott stepping up as host. Shutting that shit down.
Sam, what did you think?
Grab that.
I loved it.
Annihilation.
Yeah, performances were like great from everybody, I thought. Visually, stunning. Story-wise,
So hungry.
don't even know what to... Like, I'm
Don't
pretty sure
spoil.
I'm pretty sure I get it. What happens at the end is the biggest thing. Everything leading up to that is pretty much like just nothing confusing. You're so sad
I'm
right
very
now.
hungry.
The most confusing
Fucking
thing
hold off for 10 minutes.
All right.
but-
movie was that.
Fine.
Yeah, the last like 20 minutes is a trip.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, even when they first
No.
enter, it still freaks me out. Like right at the beginning.
Yeah, it's just a very unnerving movie.
Yeah.
The whole thing just has this very like uneasy feeling.
unsettled the entire movie. Like you're always
Like,
you're always on edge.
It's just weird because like the world is so like beautiful looking and the creatures look kind of cool, except
Yeah.
for one that looks terrifying.
Fuck.
But before you see that one, like I'm like, hey, like there's some nice looking deers and some stuff. I'm like, this is actually a pretty cool,
Some
beautiful
birds
world.
in there, pretty cool.
But like even though it visually looks cool, I'm just like, there's bad things, very bad things afoot in this place.
Kind of like a
just like
stalker.
just under the surface.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I said when I saw the trailer originally because I had just seen Stalker.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like a stalker. I've not seen that movie.
No, Stalker is like the Russian movie,
Oh,
but like it's this weird kind of other plane that's
Other this zone.
the zone that they have to travel into,
Yeah, it's
and
similar.
time's a
But also
little
very
off, and
Honestly, I'll say this though. Like it felt like again, I'm gonna use this word as the actual word, not as the movie because I haven't seen it. But it felt like you're in like this beautiful environment, and the entire time, like it felt like there was something else there. Like even though like there was nothing there to make you believe that, like you didn't see anything like that to make you think that. It just gave you that like that unsettling feeling the entire time.
I think one thing I noticed, I'm going to jump in, that I thought was really cool was the visuals, obviously, but one of the reasons I think is because in the background of all the shots of the swamp,
yeah,
they're just walking through it, there'll be these shimmery like colors.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the
It'd be
sun
like-
is like getting refracted through the
Yeah.
shimmer and just like throws it off,
And it sort of,
just-
it throws you off a little bit, you
Yeah.
know? Like they're walking through the forest and there's like, you know, the reflection on the water is kind of like got this oily
Yeah.
sheen to it, or like just the visual, like the sky in the background looked a little bit off.
Mhm.
It's almost like for me like Uncanny Valley with like the robots and stuff, where like this place looks Earth-like, but
sure,
there's
yeah.
just
We've all seen that.
it's almost like
It's slightly off.
a slightly off. There's just something off about it. I'm like, this is just unnerving. That
Like the extra
That's the
weird
perfect
flowers.
it's just
way to
it's just
say it.
weird.
Yeah, for sure.
Weird colorful flowers.
Very
and,
uncanny valley for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, for me, overall, really enjoyed this film. I gotta love those movies that just throw you into a mind fuck
Yeah.
trip at the end. You're like, what did I actually witness?
Now, I got a theory. Like I know you haven't given your review it, but yet watch this movie and check out our spoiler section because I've got a theory that might.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
Oh yeah.
We figured.
Yeah. I got something.
Yeah, overall, I just think Alex Garland, I just love that he hasn't gone and done a like big budget like studio thing. Like he's just doing his own thing, writing his own movies, and like this was an adaptation of a novel, a series, but well, just the first novel in the series.
Yep.
But
I just love that he's sticking with his guns and just doing his own thing. Because if we get movies like this from him on a consistent basis, like
it's working.
like
what he's doing is
I can't
working.
wait to see what he does next. But yeah, Natalie Portman was great. I thought all of the women in the team were fantastic. Oscar Isaac was alright. Sort of had a small role, and like I said, his character, based on what's happening to his character, I can understand why, you know, it was a little bit.
He did what he
understated
did,
kind of.
yeah.
Like he didn't have much there,
Yeah.
but the visuals are fantastic. I do think those deer weren't too great. That was the only thing.
Yeah, you
that
can tell
was,
the CGI, but still, they looked like
they were cool. It was a cool concept
Cool
for
design,
sure. But just all the visuals of the swamp, forest, whatever you want to call it, shimmer, were just super cool. And just seeing those like human plants
that was
and
nice.
stuff like
so
that,
cool.
and just the reasoning behind that,
Yeah.
the way the genetics are.
See, that creeped me out.
And they made it make sense.
Yeah, it was not
too.
like it
Okay,
looks
well-
really beautiful, but at the same time, like it's really creepy that that's
Yeah.
happening.
I swear to God, I've had a nightmare just like that.
I'm just like.
But it's
looking at it.
it's interesting. I don't know if it's a spoiler, but it's not because they're like it's humans that turn into that.
Yeah, which is what you think.
the certain gene that humans have that makes them shaped like humans is in the plant.
Be in the plant. So it's like, and they
Bizarre.
actually they dumb it down to make sense, which was really cool.
Something.
Honestly, the thing I love though is that they didn't over explain anything.
No.
Yeah, they kind of let you do it.
They sort of touch on things, but they weren't like, so then this happened and this caused this and this is causing everything.
Yeah.
You know, some of the characters are speculating about what could have caused some of this stuff, but you don't get any real clear answers, and it's definitely left up a lot to the viewer to decide on a lot of things. Especially, we'll get into it, what happens at the very end and all that. But I just love when movies do that, when it's very, you know, what's the word? Ambiguous.
Yeah.
And you're not sure. But overall, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit.
Yeah.
Should we get into our rating and we can just dive into spoilers?
Tim,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna 5-bang this.
Oh, AG double fives.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I did that too. I was just hooked the whole time.
Yeah.
Shit. Ty?
Don't do it. Don't you do it. Oh
I am shocked. I think this is the movie of the year that, like,
Yeah. Walking out, it was like, well, Ty hated it.
Yeah.
Why you guys don't know me?
You're a mystery to me.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is a 5.
Yes,
You got a 5 something.
Scotty.
guy's not gonna 5-bang.
He's not going to. It's going to be a
I
heavy
can
4.
see the horror in his
It's
face.
a heavy 4, and it's okay.
It's a heavy 4.
No. Yeah, there it is.
I will agree with one thing you mentioned, Adam, that the pacing is a little bit slow. Not that, I mean, it's like, that's not the only reason. You know, I don't know.
Didn't bother me, I will say that. I just happened to notice, like, okay, this is like much slower than I expected. I thought it'd be right from the start, like the more thrilling, suspensey stuff. But it takes like its time getting.
It does.
to the shimmer.
Honestly, I'm on the fence. Like, it could be a 5.
That's the thing. Like, right now, I think I'm still really, really jazzed up by it. Like, this feels like a 5 to me, but like, upon a rewatch, it could possibly go to a heavy 4 because I'm still just like totally enthralled by this movie.
Yeah.
So, but it was still fantastic, though.
Yeah, really great. So, fair warning, if you haven't seen Annihilation, go check it out. We all loved it. But we will be discussing spoilers now. So, again, if you don't want to be spoiled, pause the video, watch the movie, get back to us. Or if you don't care about being spoiled, stay with us. So, is there anything, Ty, you mentioned you had a theory.
I had a theory. Now, I think that it's quite obvious that I think we all have the same theory that she is a robot thing.
No.
It kind of gives you like, well, you don't have that theory.
No.
Okay. Here's my theory: is that since this was a story being told by her, it was a story that she is one of those things, and she's just retelling the story as like some of the memories that she has from Natalie Portman's body, or what she's picked up. But it's what happened at the very end with that little battle between the two of them. She lost.
That's your theory.
That's my theory. The second half of this is that, because obviously you see a bit of a glimmer at the end within her eyes, right? You're not really sure if that's what it is, or like a bit of a shimmer in her eyes.
I love the shimmer.
Yeah. So that's what I think is that
Bang.
you know they've done that, and so she lost that fight at the end of it. But the other half of my theory is that in his other movie, Ex Machina, something gets out. A robot traps a human, kills a human, and gets out. Same thing happens in this movie.
Spoiler alert for Ex Machina.
If you haven't seen it, you're a fucking idiot.
True.
Same thing happens here. Is there any way that these movies are connected?
No.
How do you not?
No, imbecile. Next.
I don't know.
Not robots also.
I was agreeing with some of what you said, but that's definitely.
I don't know.
He has some interesting
The
points.
theme is the
I think
same.
he just has very.
Yeah.
I think he just makes very like world-ending movies.
We've got two beings from different movies that have gotten out, and
Just like themey like
They're not the same character. Right?
it's not the same character. I know that.
Now here's my theory.
Yeah.
She did win that battle.
Okay.
However, this whole thing, Shimmer, started with this little thing. It's essentially like a cancer that's like
Let's give some
spreading,
context here.
Yeah,
and it's mutating
Let's rewind, maybe.
So basically, what happens is there's this meteorite,
Yeah.
and it hits this lighthouse. That's the point of impact.
Yeah.
And it's some alien, I would say, virus that's
Yeah.
basically within the meteorite that's expanding,
We'll call it the Omega Sun.
like a cancer, basically.
Yeah.
It's changing the genetics.
It's
within
affecting the
its-
genetics of the area, and it's sort of intermixing their DNA in weird new ways, and it's changing things.
Yeah, so you get plants that can grow kind of looking like humans. You've got an alligator with like shark teeth in it. You've got this weird
Plants
bear
growing that
wolf
on
thing.
people?
multiple the plants.
Like she turns.
She's also turning leaves.
You can you can maybe pull from like she might have actually turned into a plant, or she might have become part of that world.
Oh yeah,
That's what was happening to her.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
She
there, too.
became one
Tessa
of those
Thompson,
plant
yeah.
people.
Ah.
That's why.
And I have a theory as why. I think as well.
Oh, please.
We'll get to
I
that.
think
Finish your other theory
it
first.
kind of ties into that one,
We're
but I
jumping
think
all over
the
the
way like this virus affected people was like ultimately it like takes over your body, and it kind of brings
It probably acts on certain impulses.
it acts
you
on your
have.
impulses. Yeah, like she was very calm, and like she didn't want to fight it anymore. She didn't want to be like scared of it, and that's why she went out like peacefully growing tree leaves and got to just live out in like a field.
And she also the whole time had the long sleeve shirt on.
Yeah.
And that was covering her scars because
Yeah.
she had attempted,
Yeah.
had an attempt on her life earlier.
Yeah. So she's okay with dying.
And so in that scene, she
Okay with
took her shirt off
Yeah.
and was sort of, you know, like whatever. Like
Then you got Natalie Portman, who's like has a very guilty past of her affair, and she has like some very like they mentioned it self-destructive thoughts, and the virus has latched onto that, and that's why it like. I think I don't know.
What?
I think I don't know. I think
You
the
have a
virus
partial
just
theory.
the virus just kind of it latches onto people's impulses.
Well, there's that creepy, weird bear with no face.
No face.
That is it the person? Is it the other person?
No. I think it just mimics the voice.
Yeah. So what happens was like it grabs apparently this is what the theory was, that when it kills you, because it keeps taking like, by the looks of it, like it attacks your throat, because that's what happened to the one girl and then the girl after her. And so when it
She got fucked up.
when it grabs you, it grabs like a piece of you, or that's what their theory is. My theory
But
is
similar.
like when it kills you, it like mimics the sound of you dying, kind of
But
thing.
I think it's sort of it's doing a bit of like similar to how the Tessa Thompson's character is sort of like it's sort of taking into consideration like your thoughts kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like it's when that animal's attacked the character, I forget her name, and kills her. It sort of takes the last sort of thoughts and
Shepherd.
feelings, Shepherd,
Yeah.
that she had, and is sort of absorbing that and
Yeah.
then using that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was
Terrifying.
It looked like a honey badger on steroids.
Yeah, it
To
was
me.
like this weird scream, like human scream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
just like-
never
just
be
like-
the same.
Sorry?
I'll never be the same.
Yeah.
The noise it makes is like the sound of her dying, like screaming,
Yeah.
which causes another character to be like, "Oh my god, I hear the girl!" And so she runs outside, and then it fucking kills her too. Like it's
She
like,
got fucked up. Her face got...
The like
Mhm.
slow, like Alex Garland is masterful directing the slow creep in of that bear in its face. It, like, reminded me of Alien. It was like, please Ridley, give him Alien.
And that acting in that scene was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all the women there, like their faces, like Tessa Thompson's face there is like, she's
Terrified.
so terrified. It was nuts.
Like it makes me think like did they not? Because I think the face is practical. Like, I would
at
like-
some points it looked very.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if like he
It
was,
was,
on
like, right
set
there.
or had someone like doing like a puppet thing, and like didn't tell him like this is what it's gonna look like,
Oh my god.
because the reactions looked pretty real.
Yeah.
But in just giving a bit more context, basically Jennifer Jason Leigh's character ends up at the lighthouse
Yeah.
and sort of and it's sort of revealed that she has cancer.
Yeah, she's dying.
And she sort of all she wants to do is just figure out.
Seems like
basically-
she's wanted answers. That's all she wanted was answers. That's what her impulses and what her character was driven by were just answers, answering the questions.
And once she got to the center of the impact point, she sort of that was
seemed-
it. She's just got absorbed.
it seemed like she was almost
She was at
euphoric.
peace. She was at peace. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is interesting.
yeah.
So did she learn? What did she learn? Things?
I think
Get
so.
answers? Like what happened? She just exploded.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was at peace. I don't know.
Well, whatever happened, the last 20 minutes of this movie blew my mind.
It's like, for me,
Yeah.
it's like, it's going, like, you see, like, this, it's a really good sci-fi trail. Like, it's like the movie just overall throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to the end, it's
Gets
like,
nuts.
it ramps up the sci-fi real hard.
it
wanna
goes,
get
like,
nuts?
full Lucy. Right? Like, it's going pretty good, pretty cool. Like, cool. And then, like, in the last 20 minutes, she turns into a fucking computer. Like, it gets super weird at the very end of it.
Yeah, really, when you see Oscar Isaac, like, burn himself, basically, with the phosphorus, like, grenade, and then you see that it's, like, this, like, clone of him that's, like, filming it.
Yeah.
It just got fucking weird from there. And then you see this weird, like, alien clone, which looked bizarre to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the makeup
It
of
looks
this, like,
so
human-
otherworldly.
Yeah, which, by the way, was played by Sonoya Mizuno. You guys might know as the girl, like, dancer from Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Who I also recognized her in the classroom. She played one of the students.
Really?
But yeah, that scene was so bizarre. How the alien sort of virus is like mimicking her.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird, unnerving.
Makes me like,
And the sound, the music during that scene was like the music that was in the trailer. That really like weird like
Yeah.
noises.
the synth
It
score.
was
Yeah.
just like the whole time
My
it's like,
favorite thing.
what's going on? But as far as your theory that the alien virus is actually Natalie Portman at the end,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
No, I think she got
No.
infected.
I think because she was saying, she tested her blood and it's within her, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
it takes over.
I think
her.
she did kill the copy. I think that to me seemed obvious.
Yeah.
The phosphorus grenade.
Yeah, like the grenade. Like
Yeah, but I
clearly.
think she's still clearly like infected with it.
You have the whole point of, well, maybe it was the alien that survived and it's just lying.
Yeah.
That's
But
it.
I don't know. That's a bit too much of a stretch for me.
To me, it's just like when he sees her, it's just like if she was like the if she was who she was, I don't think she would have been like as at peace with her husband being dead and like it just being another alien. Like it seemed like she was like way too okay with that, or it could have been the fact that like
I don't know. I don't think she necessarily was at peace. It's just like she understands that it was a clone, but she's sort of understanding the virus and that it's mimicking her husband, but it not in necessarily a what's the word, like negative, like violent way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
not for like a nefarious purpose, not in a nefarious way.
because to me, it seemed like she like as soon as like she got out, like it seemed like she had like taken a piece of Natalie Portman, because like kind of becomes her, right? Like this alien thing kind of gets what she feels, kind of gets her emotions, and like the one big fear that she has was that she like her husband was dead and she was alone. So like to me, if this was the alien, she would have gotten that, and when she had gone out, she's like, I'm not alone, kind of deal. That just what makes sense to me.
I'm sort of wondering, like, if the whole thing is like a metaphor. Like, I don't know. I don't have any fully realized ideas on it, but just the whole affair thing, and that he goes away and is self-destructive, and he's now changed. He's a different person now, and she's also changed.
It's probably reading into it a little bit.
I don't know. Is it?
It's probably there. I don't think it's like a fully medical story.
But I
like,
think there's something
strong
there.
mother.
Yeah, I know, there's something there, but I'm
I
not
agree.
I don't fully know.
Now here's my question: if you guys noticed this or not, did you notice that Oscar Isaac had like a southern accent?
Yeah,
when
which
he
I
was
didn't remember
in the
from
army
before.
clothing,
Yeah.
but only when he was in
Yeah.
that clothing. Like the husband or Oscar Isaac when he shows up at home, granted he does not speak much before he's unconscious again.
Yeah.
Does not have that accent.
But it was also when he's in the
Yeah.
video. Like
Yeah.
I didn't notice it like when he was in the sorry when he was in the video, when he was like when they were like laying in bed and they were like talking before
That's
he
why
left.
I'm like,
I didn't hear an accent.
is the one that died an alien then, and he's just infected?
Yeah, like
That's my other theory. Is that the alien is the one that that did the
I
great.
noticed an accent when he was lying in bed, like flirting with her.
Yeah,
I
really?
like I noticed like
That might be-
something.
yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch it because I didn't. It was a lot stronger than in the video. 'Cause it
Yeah.
threw me off. I was like,
It came
I
out of
don't know
why
if
is
it's
he
though.
speaking with a southern accent? I was
That could
confused.
just be some weird
Yeah.
thing,
It threw me
but
off.
not necessarily.
I think he's definitely the alien clone
Yeah.
when he comes back, because if you like when he's being filmed in the video before he does the phosphorus grenade, he says tell Lena whatever.
Yeah,
The alien.
wouldn't say that.
How the hell would the alien know Lena's name? The alien.
Well, the alien literally takes on.
Again, maybe like it takes on like a piece of you. Like remember how like they say like the bear thing takes on a piece of your mind, your memory. Maybe
Well, I
that's
don't
what
necessarily
it's
think the alien would know. Because
Because
Oscar Isaac at the end asks, "Are you Lena?"
Yeah.
Like it's not
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
right. It asks,
never
"Are you
thought of that.
Lena?" And then
Well, maybe he was asking, "Are you Lena or are you the alien?"
Holy fuck. And she does
Yeah.
ask him, like, his answer's pretty revealing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And she pretty much says the same thing too. She's like,
I think he's alien, and then their final hug is him, like, infecting her the way the other one tried to when it presses her into the door. It's like trying
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. I don't think
Good
so. I don't
theory.
think so.
No?
Well, I don't think that it was trying to infect her when it pressed her against the door. I just thought
he's trying to crush
she just
her.
got fucked in
He's
trying
trying
to
to kill
mimic,
her.
trying to get away.
Mhm.
But the way that she moved, it caused it to become
Oh.
close. And then the more you try to pull away, the more it gets closer.
Yeah, because it follows you.
Because it's mimicking, and
Right.
she just got trapped in a.
That's funny.
She just got fucked up.
Yeah.
No, that whole scene, I was thinking she should rotate and then end up walking up the stairs, and then she could like get away. I don't know if she like just turned and it was mimicking her.
If she walked backwards to the door too, the creature would have gone towards the wall.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought like
It's very weird.
all I had to do was just stop and just think, okay, how can I?
But at the same time, there were things where it did certain things
not quite the same.
not
Right.
the same.
Yeah. Like, how did she
Yeah.
hand it the grenade?
But I think the whole, yeah, I mean, I think the whole thing about the virus sort of mimicking her is just it's because it's trying to clone her,
Yeah.
so it's trying to learn her movement and how she moves,
Mhm.
and then once it has enough, then it becomes her.
Yeah.
It sort of reveals her sort of face, and then it does its own thing. Right? Once it sort of
And
breaks,
it's
once it sort of
spawned from
figures
her
out.
blood, which one of the best visual things I've ever seen. That wormhole thing. Can we
Yeah.
talk about that?
Yeah. Fucking nuts.
I was almost in tears. I was like, this is why I come to the movies, to see something I've never seen on screen.
Yeah, there's stuff I've never seen in this movie.
Like you could have,
Legitimately things I've never seen before.
in the hands of anyone else, like this had the potential to be done so poorly.
Yeah.
Like they could have done like this weird orb, like sucking other dimensional thing, and it could have been
Like
shit.
if this was
What
made
was
in
that
the
movie?
90s.
What was that movie
Yeah.
with Johnny Depp where he's like turns into a computer?
Transcendence?
It
Transcendence.
could be like a transcendent.
Oh
Right.
wow, okay, that was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Right, ouch.
Yeah, but instead we got this, which is great.
That's not a bad movie.
I think just the whole like the lighthouse part. I mean, I just love it so much. It sort of reminds me of like Chernobyl or something, right?
Yeah.
Like if you ever see like footage of people going through like the reactor and stuff, the what's it called? The anyways, where it happened.
Yeah.
where
Well,
the
actually, with
meltdown
Chernobyl,
happened.
Pripyat.
At Chernobyl, yeah. But just walking through that, sort
Yeah.
of like in the actual nuclear place. I'm blanking on what it's
That is
called.
Chernobyl.
What's it
Pardon?
called?
The,
Oh.
The plant. The plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The power plant.
Oh, the Chernobyl nuclear plant.
Walk,
Okay.
you can do tours at it and stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone's wearing hazmat stuff. It just reminded me of that. Seeing that hole, that weird like melted hole.
Well, it's interesting you should
and all
say
the
that.
tendrils, and like it really reminded me of like you're in this place where
Yeah.
you're probably gonna be fucked up after like touching this.
There's a movie called Chernobyl Diaries. Not great at all, but it's got like a very similar feel to it. Like you're walking around like just like it's totally like abandoned kind of place. Like,
Looks familiar,
desolate.
but it's alien.
Yeah, you turn around like and there's like you feel like you're not alone the entire time. It's actually really really comparable.
Is there anything specific you guys want to mention? Adam, do you have any theories? What do you think? Overall, at the end there, I don't know if we got your full ideas there.
I pretty much, yeah, that's what I think. I think what I said, Oscar Isaac. Well, it's hard if I haven't done any reading. I could be missing stuff, but I think Oscar Isaac was
Clearly
the
is-
clone,
yeah.
and yeah, Natalie
Is she?
Portman.
What do you think about her?
I think she's like her normal self. I think she's the original Natalie Portman.
But slightly changed. In fact,
But I just think, yeah, he's infecting her when he hugs her at the end, or he's like merging DNA a little more, or whatever the case.
do you guys think it's a bad thing? Like, do you guys think this is like
I don't
what's
think it's
its
hostile.
purpose?
I don't think it's hostile.
I think it depends on the person. Because, like, Jennifer Jason Leigh thinks it's there to, like, annihilate, but she's dying of cancer. And I think she's just... That's that feeling that the virus has given her, is that, like, I'm here to annihilate. Tessa Thompson's very, like, peaceful with it, right? Like, it just... I think it depends, and I don't think, like, they have probably not a healthy relationship anymore, so I don't know if it's a particularly good thing that these two people are out in the world with like an alien virus thing in them. But
I have a second little just idea. what if, like, to go back to what you said about the accent, what if there was another character, like, did one of the other soldiers that he went in with have an accent? Because what if it was pulling from multiple DNAs?
Who knows, man?
That's quite the stretch.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, this movie's very straightforward. This could have
It's
been,
possible.
It's possible, like, because I don't remember him ever having an accent. So like, it's interesting that you mentioned that. Like,
My brain is a jigsaw puzzle that is not put together right now.
Well, do you guys think that there will be a sequel?
no.
I don't know, because
Budget was 40 mil, made 11, so not great.
he'll probably make his money back. I don't think.
Seems like one of those stories that if you do anything else, it'll be too much.
I feel like if we get a sequel, it won't be from Garland, which is why I'm
Yeah, highly doubt
because
that.
he wrote this before the other 2 books came out.
Yeah, they're sequel books, so that makes me think they're going to try to... Well, like, if it makes no money, they're not going to try to milk it for sequels.
Yeah.
So
We'll
I don't
see.
know.
Personally, I think no.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't get a sequel to Ex Machina, even though there was potential there.
God.
How did that
Clear
work box
potential.
office-wise?
A lot of other
Well,
filmmakers might have made a sequel to Ex Machina. You know, she's like out in the world now. You know, it's kind of like Tron. You know, like out in the real world now. You know, but with this, there is a lot of ways you can go. I mean, there's some information that came out about some, you know, deleted scene that, like, they were thinking about doing that was in the script, but they cut it out.
Do you have any
Which is
information on
what?
that?
I don't know if I
You can't just drop a bomb like that.
it's deleted, so it's not
Say
part of the
what?
story, so I don't care.
Well,
We're in
it was
spoilers.
that it was going to end with like a shot of like a whole bunch of other meteorites.
Oh, yeah.
That's bad. I'm very happy he cut that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cringe.
Anyways, so but there is 3 more books or 2 more books, so the story does continue in books form at least. But yeah, I think that'll do it then for our review of Annihilation. Tim, where can people find us?
I don't know, man. People can find us on Twitter at UpRealLates. You can find me personally on Letterboxd at UpRealTim and on Instagram at TheCraftPundit.
You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram at UpRealLate Podcast. I'm sorry, I'm just hungry. I want my chips. You can also find us. You can also find me on Letterboxd at UpRealTie. Chippies, don't you fucking
Father
dare.
Podcast. You can find me on Twitter at Franny25 and Instagram and Letterboxd at UpRealAdam.
Find myself, Scott, on Letterboxd at Uphill Scott. And yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment below as well if you want to join our discussion about Annihilation. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, keep it real.